Suppose you're an IT director for an animation studio. You've built out an on-premises render farm that was ahead of its time 10 years ago. And as your studio's reputation has grown, you've been able to scale up operations and take on more contracts at once. But now, with so many parallel projects competing for time slices on the render farm, queue times for render jobs have gone up, and you now have projects waiting for render time with deadlines looming. You've looked into adding more render nodes to your on-prem farm, but lead times are too long, and you don't have room in your data center for more gear. What you do have is your on-premises Qumulo cluster and an AWS account. With Amazon's Deadline Render Manager, you can easily augment your fleet with EC2 spot instances across one or more regions. Now, you've tried that in the past, but with WAN bottlenecks and time spent replicating project data to the cloud before you could even begin, and more time pulling the finished renders back down, you weren't actually getting things done any faster. But now, you can leverage Qumulo's Cloud Data Fabric feature to pass your project data to Deadline Render Manager nodes on AWS without pre-staging files, without any complex data orchestration, and without saturating your WAN links. Cloud-native Qumulo can be deployed in the same VPC as our Deadline Render nodes in just minutes, and we can add a portal back to the on-prem cluster in just a couple minutes more. Compare that with having to migrate your dataset to the cloud using native tools or third-party replication software. You could wait days or weeks for project data to fully synchronize from your on-prem storage before those render nodes can even start working. But with this portal we just created, clients in the Spoke site begin immediately pulling the files they need from the hub, and the Spoke instance caches that data locally for other clients to use. But that isn't all. Files that are created or modified on the Spoke end of the portal are almost immediately visible to clients and workflows on the hub end as well. How will that work for our animation studio? Let's deploy a new cloud-native Qumulo instance and find out. Cloud-native Qumulo is simple to set up on AWS. Just choose a configuration and a region. Your new CNQ instance will be up and running and ready to use in under 6 minutes. The client on the left is connected to our on-prem Qumulo cluster where the project data is stored. The client on the right is connected to the new cloud-native Qumulo instance we just deployed. You can see there's no data on the cloud instance yet. But now, let's create a new Cloud Data Fabric portal to give the Deadline clients in our render farm local access to the project data from our on-premises Qumulo cluster. And just like that, our on-prem project data is now visible through the portal we just created between the two Qumulo instances. And in less than 10 minutes, we're ready to configure and launch a burst render job using Amazon's Deadline Cloud service. And with EC2 auto-scaling integrated into Deadline Cloud, we can specify how many rendering nodes are needed to augment our on-prem render capacity. We can configure Deadline to handle almost any number of concurrent render jobs, letting us reduce our render queue back to a manageable size. And as the job runs, you can see the output from each node is being written to the local cloud-native Qumulo instance on the Spoke end of the portal. You can also see that each new file that appears on the Spoke is immediately visible from the hub back in our data center. And now that the job is finished, all frames rendered and written to the cloud-native Qumulo Spoke on AWS, we're going to view the results directly from our on-premises Qumulo cluster. It's that simple. By combining Amazon's Deadline Render service with cloud-native Qumulo on AWS and the portal feature of Qumulo Cloud Data Fabric, we've leveraged the virtually unlimited compute power of the cloud to augment our render capacity. You can use this for burst render jobs or as a permanent addition to your production capabilities. You can also compare compute costs across multiple regions to minimize costs while you're augmenting your on-prem workflow. By leveraging Deadline Cloud alongside cloud-native Qumulo and Qumulo's Global Data Fabric, we created this fully rendered animated reel completely off-premises in under an hour. Imagine what it could do for you. To learn more about burst rendering with Qumulo Cloud Data Fabric, visit Qumulo.com or contact your Qumulo representative today.